When I first walked into the towering glass building of Stratton Enterprises, I felt a mix of excitement and trepidation. Fresh out of graduate school, landing a position as a junior analyst at one of the top consulting firms in New York City was a dream come true. The lobby buzzed with energy, professionals in tailored suits moving with purpose. I adjusted my blazer, took a deep breath, and stepped into the elevator, ready to embark on this new chapter of my life. During my first week, I was introduced to various team members, but one individual stood out: Alexander Reed, the firm's youngest senior partner. With his sharp features, piercing blue eyes, and an air of confidence, he commanded attention effortlessly. Our initial interactions were brief and formal, but there was an undeniable spark, a subtle tension that lingered whenever our paths crossed. As weeks turned into months, I found myself working closely with Alexander on a high-stakes project for a major client. Late nights became the norm, and our professional relationship deepened. We challenged each other's ideas, pushed boundaries, and celebrated small victories. Amidst the spreadsheets and strategy sessions, I began to see a different side of him, one that was passionate, driven, and surprisingly vulnerable. One evening, after a particularly grueling day, Alexander suggested grabbing a drink to unwind. We found ourselves at a cozy bar, sharing stories and laughter over glasses of wine. The conversation flowed effortlessly, and the professional facade we maintained at work began to crumble. As the night progressed, the atmosphere grew more intimate, and I couldn't ignore the growing attraction between us. Our relationship took a turn when, during a weekend retreat organized by the firm, we found ourselves alone by the fireplace, the glow casting soft shadows on his face. The tension that had been building for months culminated in a passionate kiss. In that moment, the world faded away, leaving only the two of us entwined in a whirlwind of emotions. Navigating a clandestine relationship within the confines of a corporate environment proved challenging. We maintained professionalism during office hours, stealing moments of affection in hidden corners and late-night phone calls. The secrecy added an element of thrill, but it also weighed heavily on me. I grappled with the fear of discovery and the potential consequences on our careers. Rumors began to circulate, whispers of our relationship reaching the ears of colleagues. The once supportive work environment grew tense, and I noticed subtle shifts in how I was treated. Assignments were reassigned, meetings excluded me, and the camaraderie I once enjoyed dissipated. The stress took a toll on our relationship, leading to arguments and misunderstandings. The situation reached a boiling point when HR launched an investigation into our conduct. We were summoned for separate interviews, our private lives dissected and scrutinized. The firm had strict policies against inter-office relationships, and we were in clear violation. The outcome was swift. Alexander was demoted, and I was given the option to resign or face termination. Choosing to resign, I left Stratton Enterprises with a heavy heart. The experience left me disillusioned, questioning my choices and the sacrifices I'd made. I took time to reflect, traveling and reconnecting with passions I'd long neglected. Slowly, I began to heal, rediscovering my sense of purpose and ambition. Months later, I received an unexpected email from Alexander. He had left the firm and started his own consultancy, focusing on ethical business practices and fostering inclusive work environments. He invited me to join him, not just as a colleague, but as an equal partner. After much contemplation, I accepted, ready to embark on this new venture together. Working alongside Alexander in our own firm was a transformative experience. Free from corporate constraints, we cultivated a culture of transparency and respect. Our relationship flourished, grounded in mutual support and shared vision. Together, we navigated the challenges of entrepreneurship, celebrating milestones and learning from setbacks. Reflecting on our journey, I recognized the growth we'd both undergone. The trials we faced tested our resilience, but they also solidified our bond. Our story wasn't a fairy tale, but it was real, marked by passion, hardship, and unwavering commitment. As we stood side by side, leading our company into the future, I knew that every twist and turn had led us to this moment. Leaving Stratton Enterprises was both a relief and a heartbreak. The office that once felt like a second home had become a place of whispers and judgment. As I packed my belongings, I couldn't help but reflect on the memories, both good and bad, that I'd accumulated over the years. The elevator ride down felt symbolic, descending from the heights of ambition to the uncertain ground of the